Fans lined up outside McMurry Park in Sulphur, Louisiana as the AUSL makes its third stop on the summer tour. In conjunction with the Jenny Finch World Series, continuing a trend of 4 opening weekend sellouts. And we have our top 2 teams in the league after opening weekend, the Bandits and the Volts, ready to rock in Louisiana. Alongside the 2-time All-American Amanda Scarborough, I'm Chucky Kemp. Well, the sellouts continue tonight. They had to open up more tickets for fans at this game on and off the field. The AUSL off to a flying start.
It's so great to see so many sellouts. And what I love to see, too, is so many young softball players in the stands. 8 years old, 10, 16 years old, who get to look down at these women, these professional athletes, and dream a little bit bigger and have a bigger goal to one day be a professional softball player just like these athletes.
A matchup worthy of a crowd like this, dare I say. 2 number 1s going head-to-head tonight.
We haven't thrown a pitch yet, but I feel a pitcher's duel might be in the works. Maybe not with the offenses that we'll also see between both of these teams, but we'll see Sam Landry in the circle versus Lexi Kilfoyle. A couple of number 1 picks. Sam Landry, the number 1 pick in the college draft. Lexi Kilfoyle, the number 1 pick in the inaugural draft, the allocation draft. So these 2 pitchers going head-to-head, game 1 of this series. Both teams want to get off to a great start with their couple of aces in the circle.
Well, you talked about it's going to be tough for a pitcher's duel because of these lineup. The Volts lineup, one that keeps pitchers up at night. Amanda Lorenz and Tiare Jennings leading things off. If that weren't enough, how about Jessie Warren, the star from Florida State, who gets it done on offense and defense over at third base. She's in the 3 spot ahead of Rachel Garcia, and then one of the best players in Big Ten history in the 5 spot off to a great start, Sierra Romero. A very dangerous Volts lineup to face off with the number 1 pick in the inaugural draft. A player from Lando Lakes, Florida, played her college ball at Oklahoma State, Lexi Kilfoyle.
Yeah, Lexi Kilfoyle just put on a show last summer as a rookie and brought it right into this year in her 2nd year as a professional softball player. And she's going to throw hard down in the zone with her drop ball is what she's known for. She'll throw her drop ball almost 60% of the time. She can work that pitch on both sides of the plate. Very comfortable using her changeup about 17% of the time. So it's her drop and her changeup that she will go to the most. Also mix in a little bit of a fastball, curve, and rise too, but just use those pitches sparingly. What she is known for is that drop ball, forces a lot of ground ball outs and keeps hitters off balance with her changeup. Couldn't find my word there, Chucky.
It's all, you're nervous. It's this big crowd.
I understand it's the crowd. It's the energy here in Louisiana. Maybe it's the spicy food. I don't know. But we're going to see a good Lexi Kilfoyle changeup to keep these hitters off balance.
81 degrees here in Sulphur. The humidity is slightly high, we can tell you, here in the stands, but a beautiful day for softball after rain pretty much all day until about an hour and a half ago. The skies parted, and here we go for the AUSL back in action. Week 2 of the season. 10 total cities will see AUSL's regular season and championship series this year. This is the 3rd and 4th this weekend. We are here in Sulphur, Louisiana. The Blaze and the Talons are in Chattanooga, Tennessee. That 3-game set starts tomorrow and wraps up on Father's Day this Sunday. Amanda Lorenz against Lexi Kilfoyle. The Volts hit .311 in their opening series against the Blaze, which they took 2 of 3 games from as Kilfoyle delivers the first pitch for a ball outside. Well, you could swing it too. Let's talk about an approach for the Volts, who have been great offensively, but Kilfoyle, she's a different animal. Yeah,
you're going to have to see her drop ball up, like that first drop ball that Amanda Lorenz took. She has such a good eye. Another one that just got the bottom of the zone, but you want her to have to bring that drop ball up, and she throws with good velocity too. 68 miles an hour, 69 with that drop.
Bandits took 2 of 3 from the Talons in their opening weekend series against the Talons. That gets past Wisz into left field. We'll see how it's ruled as Lorenz has to hold up at first base. She's aboard to start things off.
Good job of staying on this outside drop ball, just sees it down. I mean, as a hitter, you were going up there expecting a down pitch out of the hand of Kilfoyle. Lorenz expecting it, gets her barrel there, hits it hard on the left side. Goes down as a base hit for Lorenz. That's just the 2nd hit by a lefty off Kilfoyle this season. They were previously 1 for 7. And now Tiare Jennings
who has not taken any time getting acclimated to the AUSL, has already homered, 3 hits in the opening weekend series, 4 RBIs. She was the 20th pick in the AUSL draft, which still is toward the front end of non-pitchers, but the way she's been playing early on, there's some teams that might regret that choice. This one gets out of play for a strike, a 1-2 count.
I think that changeup will come in handy against this, as you mentioned, dangerous, scary offensive lineup for the Volts. A lot of power, a lot of hitters that can hit for average, just good eyes at the plate. This is a very tough lineup to go up against.
Right side, Net steps on the back, throw to second, in time to get Lorenz. A little old-fashioned on the double play.
That's why you love having a drop ball pitcher in the circle, because you can turn a double play. And this is a very unique, more unorthodox form of a double play, but it's going to work because Devin Nat steps on one, makes a great throw to 2 to get Amanda Lorenz. Wallace goes down with the tag and just barely gets her.
Good recovery defensively for the Bandits. This is a team that has not committed an error in their opening 3 games. Jesse Warren's first look. Warren in her 5th year of Athletes Unlimited. When you hear us talk about that, AU's been around since 2020. This is the first year of the traditional model, though, with the AUSL being born. In the past, players kind of trying to operate and move up and down an individual leaderboard, change teams weekly. No change in teams this year, and the players are loving life so far under Commissioner Kim Eng. The MLB partnership announced just a couple of weeks ago on May 29th on the opening day of the Women's College World Series. Popped up on the infield toward Coffel. And Kilfoyle goes 1-2-3 after the leadoff single in the double play. Nothing in the top of the first for the Volts. Bandits chance at the plate in front of a packed house here in Sulphur, Louisiana at McMurry Park. The Bandits hit .286 in their opening weekend series, scored 14 runs over 3 games. 12 of their 20 hits on the season are for extra bases. So keep an eye on Bubba Nickles-Ca in the 3 spot. She leads the league with 2 home runs in the opening weekend and a ton of left-handed speed ahead of her with Morgan Zirkle, the longtime vet, and then the youngster Skylar Wallace in her 2nd year out of Florida. And they will face off with a player in the circle who has all 4,000 people here behind her. Sam Landry, who grew up about an hour and 30 minutes west of Sulphur in Mont Belvieu, Texas. She played her college ball in Lafayette, Louisiana at Louisiana. That's about 80 miles straight east of here. And her 2nd professional appearance is underway.
Oh, and they're very excited, as you mentioned, to see her whenever her name got called out, whenever she ran into the circle. This crowd is definitely here to see Sam Landry pitch in her 2nd professional game.
After 3 years at Louisiana under Jerry Glasgow, finished her career this year for Patty Gasso at Oklahoma. Got to work with one of the best pitching coaches in the country in Jen Rocha. Loved her time with the Sooners, made it to the Women's College World Series, and was tremendous in her debut. Went 4 1/3, just 3 hits, 2 runs, 1 of them earned, and there is out number 1 as she retires Zirkle.
Yeah, so pitched a lot in the Women's College World Series. OU leaned on her a lot. She was their ace. They used her a lot to make it to the semifinals, falling short of the Champ Series, but she threw a lot. After one time last weekend, got her first start, first appearance. Going to be more down the zone with her drop ball. She'll throw that pitch the most, also mix in a great changeup. So her and Lexi Kilfoyle, her counterpart, throw very similarly.
Nice spot on the inside corner to Skylar Wallace from Woodstock, Georgia. Started her college career at Alabama, finished at Florida, where she was the 2023 NFCA National Player of the Year. There's a lot of dynamic players in this league, but Skylar Wallace has to be right at the top of that list with the power-speed combo, doesn't she?
Yeah, she's the type of player that you could build a team around. I mean, for her defense at shortstop, for her speed, versatility, power.
That's the second time she's been hit this season, so she'll take first, and some of that speed is aboard.
You know that as a pitcher, you have to try to challenge her inside, and sometimes that inside pitch can ride just a little bit too much in. But when you go into Skylar Wallace, you have to go hard in, and you know that as a pitcher so that she does not get her hands extended.
Strike one to Bubba Nickles-Ca. 14th overall pick in the AUSL allocation draft. A career .280 hitter entering this summer in 66 games played in past iterations of Athletes Unlimited. Always that one swing of the bat with Bubba that's so dangerous.
Yeah, we talked about how dangerous the Volts lineup is, and the Bandits really put on a show offensively last weekend in Rosemont. A lot of extra base hits. In fact, in 3 games, they had 12 extra base hits.
That pitch is down for ball 3. Staying down in the zone and walks Bubba. So back-to-back free passes for Wallace and Nickles-Ca here in the first.
I'd imagine a little bit of nerves running through Sam Landry. Remind everybody who's here with Kim Mulkey throwing out the first pitch. Jenny Finch being here, giving a speech to everybody before Kim Mulkey threw out that first pitch. And this huge crowd.
Sam Landry lists Jenny Finch as someone who she looked up to growing up in the softball world. And not just all the fans here to support her, but a lot of friends and family have come out to see Sam Landry this weekend. Facing Aaron Coffel with 2 on and just 1 out. Coffel lets that go.
A couple of change-ups back-to-back, a pitch that we saw Sam Landry go a lot to in her first start, and a lot in her OU career, especially at the Women's College World Series. That is her favorite pitch, that change-up. A lot of confidence in that pitch.
There's that inside, 3-1. Dangerous spot here in the first. Michaela Edenfield going to go out and chat with Sam Landry. Love this part, too, because you get the rookies who are going to build some relationships here. Edenfield from Florida State this year was a star there, and Landry from Oklahoma. It'll be fun to watch the chemistry get built from these young players.
Yeah, experiencing it together for the first time, and that's something that Michaela Edenfield did such a good job of when she was at Florida State. I think you're learning a lot from Lonnie Alameda, her head coach and her pitching coach. Just the importance of that connection with your pitcher. I mean, that's what she's known for, is that culture piece coming from Florida State. She does a good job of taking care of her pitchers.
In the air, right field carrying. Sierra Romero goes back and hits the wall. It's down, but the runners had to hold up. One's going to come around to score on a double by Coffel. She's been an extra base hit machine here in the first 4 days of the season. That's already her 3rd.
And she's been using the right side of the field so well, going with pitches, whether it's a drop ball in the outer half or a changeup like in this instance. Finds herself in a hitter's count and just rushes that changeup to the right side. Sits back on it, wasn't fooled at all. It didn't look like. In fact, she thought it was going to get out of here. A couple of steps out, it looked like she was going to watch that ball go over the right field fence, over Romero's head. First run on the board, scored for the Bandits.
And yes, you heard me correctly. That is Sierra Romero out in right field. And part of that is, we talked to Kelly Kretschmann, the Volts head coach this morning. Their bats are so good. She's going to get these bats in the lineup any way she can. And that ended up putting Romero in right field. There's an important out number 2.
And same thing with Tiari Jennings playing first base. And Jesse Warren over at third, Sis Bates playing shortstop, and then Danica Coffey over at second base. So that put Tiari Jennings, to your point, trying to get bats in the lineup. And Kelsey Stewart-Hunter was on crutches before the game, had a boot on. So unavailable to play today.
Big swing from Corey McMillan, the right fielder and the reigning ACC Player of the Year out of Virginia Tech. Guy just behind the first base bag. Coffey takes control over there, playing in a state she's very used to. Out of LSU, makes the grab, and just one run comes across. Bandits take an early 1-0 lead over the Volts here in Sulphur, Louisiana. Let's check in with Savannah Collins down on the field.
Well, the Volts and Bandits had a true Louisiana welcome last night. Jenny Finch hosted a crawfish boil at her house. So crab legs, shrimp, crawfish, the whole nine. Those plates were huge. So I actually had a seat by Bandits associate head coach Michael O'Teeth, who's from Lafayette, and he gave me a lesson on how to eat a crawfish. He said, first thing, you got to take the tail, got to turn it clockwise, peel the tail. That's how you get the meat out. And then if you're the real deal, if you're really embracing being in Louisiana, you got to suck the fat out of the head. I went all in. It was delicious. So thanks to Jenny for just welcoming us into her hometown and really making it an authentic experience for both these teams this week.
Have you eaten crawfish?
Yeah, I have. I was going to ask Savannah about that last part, if she partook in that, but she answered it for us. Didn't even get a chance to ask her, but really cool that Jenny Finch had everybody over. I'm sure that was awesome for the players and for everybody who attended. She's the best, Jenny Finch.
And a legend around these parts. This event that is going on in conjunction with the AUSL series here is the Jenny Finch World Series. So there are youth softball teams all over the place. Kilfoyle's second inning of work going up against Rachel Garcia. She was a former #1 pick of Athletes Unlimited when it was just the league picking players to join. And then the 4th overall pick this year as they divided things up into teams. The Volts went with Garcia first. We asked Kelly Kretschmann about the draft strategy, and she said, look, she was kind of thinking maybe we get some bats early because that's Kelly's mindset. But Kat Osterman, their GM, was, of course, more on the pitching side, and they just said we couldn't let another team have Rachel Garcia, who already had an ace at the time because they had the last pick in the first round.
We did not want anyone else to have Rachel Garcia, is what Kelly Kretschmann said. That's how important that she is. I mean, when you get a player like Rachel Garcia who can pitch the way that she could pitch and hit the way that she can hit, just a, I like to call it like a unicorn. I mean, you just don't see a player like her very often. She's so strong, can hit the ball a mile, hits the ball very hard. I mean, opening weekend, first game of the season, she threw an 8-inning complete game and got the win. Threw almost 130 pitches. That's how strong she is coming back this season already in such good shape.
I think the top 10 exit velos last year, 5 of them at least were Rachel Garcia. We were tracking her all summer long, and it seemed like mid-80s every time she made contact.
And so the part about that is, like, when you have a drop ball pitcher like Lexi Kilfoyle, when you have high exit velocity, even ground balls can get through the infield or cause an error because they're hit so hard.
This one bounced over to Wallace, who picks it off the turf, and Nets helps her out over at first base.
Kilfoyle, after giving up that leadoff hit to Amanda Lorenz, really settled into this game. Turned the double play on the ground and got Jesse Warren an easy pop out, and then more of a softer hit ground ball to shortstop there as he worked around that leadoff single.
Here's Sierra Romero. Got Sierra mic'd up. We'll get the chance to talk to her in a couple innings, and I cannot wait to talk to Sierra Romero about playing right field and ask if it's ever been done in her life.
Just a good athlete, veteran experience, obviously willing to do anything for the team, as we're so used to seeing her at second base, where she played at Michigan, where we saw her playing last summer most of the time.
Very familiar with Skylar Wallace over at shortstop. They spent the offseason training together in Florida, and if you watch their Instagrams, it was not an easy training. It probably rivaled and maybe exceeded what they went through in college, is my guess.
They go hard. Get to see a lot of what they do, a lot of explosive movements.
And there's Wallace right at her, and she retires her training partner. Two up, two down, both of them ground balls to Wallace at shortstop for Kilfoyle here in the second. Now Michaela Edenfield.
Actually, Kilfoyle can spot that drop ball on different levels, throw it through the zone for a strike, where it kind of just even looks like a fastball that she can put right on the outside corner and then locate that pitch with a little bit more down movement.
Second season, Kilfoyle spent the year back at her alma mater, Oklahoma State, as a GA for Kenny Gajewski and company. Said coach was great about letting her get bullpens in. Was able to continue working out with the team.
Yeah, I'm sure Coach Gajewski was like, oh, you want to throw against our team today? Sure. Yeah, we can put that on the practice schedule. Find some time to get that in there, keep you in shape, keep us in shape, as a chance to see those pitches out of her hand. At the velocity she throws with, and her changeup and that drop to prep for drop ball pitchers.
One-two count to Edenfield. Off the end of the bat, Nets dropped it. Can she get first? No. A rare miscue from Devin Nets at first base defensively.
Yeah, another two-way player for the Bandits. We talked about Rachel Garcia, but Devin Nets also can swing it. She can pitch and plays a great first base, but a little bit too nonchalant, maybe, or it spun out of her glove. Just should go down as an error on Devin Nets. Uncharacteristic mistake.
And that's really one of the undervalued parts of her game, is her glove at first base. Had a career year in the circle and at the plate. And Arizona fans know she can field it over there. Here's Sis Bates back in the lineup. Into left field, first pitch swinging toward Nickles-Ca, and that'll do it for the top of the second. We have a Louisiana legend coming up next. Kim Mulkey in the building. She'll join us in the booth. What a first pitch we had tonight in Sulphur, Louisiana. The Louisiana legend, the basketball legend, and sports icon Kim Mulkey delivering an absolute strike. And we are now joined by the Hall of Famer, the four-time national champ as a coach, two as a player, Kim Mulkey. Thanks for joining us. Do you get nervous? I mean, like, first pitches are tough, but you make it look so easy.
You must remember, most people, well, a lot of people that do know me, this was my first sport.
Yeah.
Softball was my first sport, and then Dixie Youth Baseball and Pony League Baseball. And back in the day, you didn't have scholarships like for softball. And so basketball, I kind of gravitated to that. But I played every summer in high school, both sports, every summer.
It's incredible. I mean, there's great pitchers who can't step out there and do it.
It's hard.
I'm looking at one
But
right now.
honestly, I was not about to throw it underhand. And I told Jenny Finch before, I said, Jenny, I left that up to you guys. I said, I was a middle infielder. I played shortstop and second base.
You teased us for a second because you almost went underhand.
Yeah, almost, but I said, no,
I'm going to
no.
go overhand instead. Hey, what's it like for you to see a crowd like this out here watching a professional softball game?
I'm here, let's make no mistake about it, because I came back to this state to be a positive. And yes, I coach basketball, and yes, I've been blessed to be at LSU and to coach some of the greatest. That's a shot, baby. That's out of the park.
Man, Delaney whiz a solo home run.
And she's going to trot around those bases slowly. Look at her. Good for her.
Oh, my goodness.
It's a way to get on the board
Wow.
again.
But anyway, I love sports, and anything that I can do when I have the time to do it, I'm going to promote it, especially for females and young girls.
You've been at the highest level as a player, as a coach forever. You set all the records at Baylor for attendance. You're doing it at LSU now. When you 20 years ago, somebody would have told you this is happening here, this is happening in the WNBA, the NWSL, what would you have thought?
Well, I would not have thought about the future. I was like a lot of college kids. When you got your degree, you don't know what you want to do. And I got talked into coaching by the president then, F.J. Taylor at Louisiana Tech University. And I told him I would do it for 1 year. And look where I am, almost 40 years later, still coaching. So sometimes others know what you're supposed to do more than you do. And I'm just blessed to be able to do what I do. I'm blessed to be here today. I'm blessed to watch this and be a part of it as it's inaugural. It just starts. And I'm here today. And, of course, I love softball, too.
Icing on the cake right there, cherry on top. With the explosion of women's basketball and even softball, I mean, with softball, we set TV ratings records this past week with the Women's College World Series. But why do you feel like women's sports are just taking off right now?
You have to invest in anything.
Yeah.
You know, you have to invest in things to reap rewards. And I think people now are investing more than ever in women's sports. Now, we have to do our part. We have to win. We have to put a product out there that's entertaining. We have to put a product out there that fans want to show up. Sometimes it takes personalities of coaches. It takes personalities of players to engage those fans that maybe never have given a rip about softball or soccer or basketball or whatever it is. And I think you're seeing more of that now.
Let me follow up on that in terms of the investment piece. Why do you think people should invest in this sport? Like, if you had a message to somebody watching who's maybe wanting to get involved, like, why invest in women's sports?
Well, look around. There's not an empty seat here.
Yeah.
And we're not going to stop having daughters, right?
Not gonna happen.
We're going to have daughters forever and ever and ever. And why can't they come and see something like this at a young age and aspire and dream big? And I'm so excited to see all of this today. Certainly we see it in our sport, and it's just fun. It's just fun.
These players now on new teams for the first time, trying to build something this year and get used to a bunch of different stars. You're doing that every year right now in women's basketball, all across college sports. What is the key to that team building piece and doing it quickly?
Well, quickly may need to be dropped from that sentence because I don't believe that things are done quickly.
Yeah.
I've been blessed, and I can't give you why we've done it quickly at LSU. We did it quickly at Baylor. We won our first championship at Baylor the 5th year I was there. We won it the 2nd year I was at LSU. I just call it a blessing. I was just blessed. And once you get that ball rolling, you just keep it going. That's in the gap right there. She's got her a stand-up double.
Okay, Chucky, I think that you should actually leave. Kim will stay for the rest of the game and do a little play-by-play. Me and Kim can call the rest of the game here.
Well, I played this game, but my daughter, she was blessed, Mackenzie, to play on my 40-0 team at Baylor that won the national championship.
Yep.
And as soon as the season was over, Coach Glenn Moore allowed her to go play on the softball team, and guess what they did that year? Went to the College World Series.
Awesome.
My son Kramer played at LSU and played for the national championship and played for the St. Louis Cardinals right out of college. So we've been around this sport, baseball, and it's in our blood. It really is.
If you had to pick a player on your upcoming team this next season that would be the best softball player, who do you think that would be?
If there's hands down, no question, it's Michaela Williams.
Okay.
Michaela Williams, whose grandmother actually lives right here. I think she was offered her first college scholarship in softball as a 7th grader. She can flat out play this game right here. If you ever watch her play, she will flick her wrist on a baseball pass in our game, and people will go, and I'm like, oh, you don't know her background. She's a softball player long before she started playing basketball. There is not any question on who on my team. Some of the other ones played. Flage played softball, but Michaela could go play on LSU's softball team. She's that good.
I mentioned earlier Sam Landry throwing for the Volts, obviously from here. Her hero growing up was Jenny Finch, who we know you as the ultimate winner. Who impacted you as a coach or a player early on that's kind of molded you into who you've been as a coach?
Well, you have to remember, in my era, we didn't get to see much on TV. There was one game a year on TV. CBS carried that national championship game, so I never got to watch people who played basketball before me, but there were so many great ones that I played with. Cheryl Miller. I mean, Cheryl Miller was just like the best, and it was always Louisiana Tech, USC fighting for that championship, and I have those memories. I just wish that if I look back on my career that I could have seen more of the players that came before me, because I know these players out here. I watched them on TV. When they were warming up, I started naming, oh, that catcher's from Florida State. Oh, that kid on the mound transferred from UL to OU. I mean, Coffel played at LSU. So when you're a coach, you keep up with sports. And so it's just exciting for me to watch this tonight.
This is a fun question, but we were seeing the pictures of you in your outfits, and I'm sure you've gotten asked this 10 million times, but I haven't heard the answer. How did you start dressing up and get into just such beautiful outfits? How did that start for you?
Well, I've always thought when you go to work, you should dress professionally, and so my mentors in watching women dress were Pat Summitt was a snazzy dresser, Sanja Hogue at Louisiana Tech, and so when I became an assistant coach, I just dressed very appropriately, and when I got to Baylor, became a head coach, I quit wearing dresses and skirts because I like to squat a lot.
Yeah.
So I just spent a lot of my money looking nice, or so what I thought looked nice. When I came to LSU, my assistant was in a clothing boutique, and they asked her, do you think Coach Mulkey would ever wear this jacket? And they showed her sparkles all over this jacket. She goes, I don't know, but hey, I'll take it to her house and drop it off. And it got started with me saying, no way, no. So then my hairdresser and makeup person and my assistant kind of hit me at a weak moment, and they said, if you'll just do it for one game. Well, that's how it got started. In a weak moment, I agreed to do it, and now it's like if I don't do it, I get so much grief. Some of the things they drop off at my house, I must tell you, I can't do it. I'm 63 years old. Some of that stuff, I'm like, I can't wear that. But I do thank Jamie Glass and Queen of Sparkles. She's the one that started that, and what a great story that is. From her life. She was an engineer and got tired of looking at people dressed in the engineer overalls. She just started putting sparkles on that, and then it's led to what it is today.
So how far out is it planned?
Not much, because I'm not vain like that. It's like I'll go home the day before a game, and there'll be 2 or 3 things at the house, and I'll try them on, and I'll either wear them or I won't. And some of them look terrible, but you know what? If it'll sell a ticket. And that's what got me, was they guilted me into it. They said, Coach, if you will wear this, you will have fashionistas buying season tickets that don't know anything about basketball.
Done.
And you know what? They were right.
Done and done.
They were right.
That's awesome. It's a great story. Thank you for sharing that. And thank you for being here. I mean, this means a lot to softball player. This means a lot to our sport that you come out for this first pitch and take your time to be up here with us. So thank you so much for being here with us.
I'm honored to be here, and thank you for what you guys do. Okay? Have fun.
Yeah,
Have fun.
appreciate it, Coach.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you so
Take
much.
care.
So much.
Kim Mulkey, an icon here in the States and all across sports, joining us.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
The Athletes Unlimited Softball League is sponsored by Mizuno. What an opening weekend for the Bandits and the Volts, taking 2 of their first 3 to open the inaugural AUSL season. I'm starstruck right now in the booth. I mean, that was Kim Mulkey. It's a Hall of Famer.
Taking pictures with people on her way out, being really kind to people who are asking for a photo.
What a fantastic ambassador for women's sports. And you think about the impact she's had. Set attendance records at Baylor. She's doing the same thing at LSU. She's a 4-time national champion as a head coach. And then she's pointing players out on the field, telling us where they played.
Oh, that's awesome.
And that is the epitome of women supporting women in the athletic field right now.
She did a little play-by-play, too.
Better than me. I was like, hey,
For
chill.
sure better than you.
Chill, I don't need this on the air right now. Oh, man, this is lifted to deep left field. Clark take a trot. The Volts needed that one. Second of the season for Clark.
She hit one in that 8-inning game. That was just a monster shot toward the left side, too. She has so much pull power. That pitch is up, it is elevated, and you're facing a drop ball pitcher, and you see a pitch about that high that you're going to try to get your barrel all into it. Mackenzie Clark did. It's the Volts on the board.
A 3-1 lead for the Bandits, top of the third. Down to the 9-spot Danica Coffey, LSU Tiger. Everybody knows Danica Coffey in this stadium. It's a great story this year, returning from a torn ACL that stole the majority of 2024. And we got to talk to her before the Florida series this year. She's just such a great personality, too.
Yeah, she's really kind, and that gave her a lot of perspective the year that she was out with her torn ACL. It just, you hear that from all different players. When you have an injury, you just see the game differently. It's so easy, Chucky, to get just wrapped up in just how tough mentally our sport is, and how you're failing more times than you're succeeding as a hitter, and you wear it, you think about it, you go to sleep thinking about it, you wake up thinking about it. And when you get the game taken from you, if she gets a hit down the line, maybe you get a turn into 2, but you just start playing with a new joy and looseness about you.
So Coffey aboard with nobody out, and Savannah has Mackenzie Clark.
It's getting electric in this dugout. Mackenzie, you said she stepped into the box and thought, let her elevate. What was the plan? What were you looking for?
Lexi Coffel, better known as LaKill, is known for throwing the ball down, so I just told myself I'm going to elevate one. Let her pitch one up, and I'll do some damage.
Thanks, Mackenzie. Appreciate it.
No problem.
She's a star in the making.
She has so much power. And talk about an athlete with some speed, can lay down a bunt and fly down the line. And then, I mean, the bottom of the order, so 8, 9, and then 1, 2, and 3 have 15 of the 17 RBIs for the Volts on the season. So that would be Mackenzie Clark, who just hit that home run, Danica Coffey, Amanda Lorenz, Tiara Jennings, and then Jessie Warren. 8, 9, 1, 2, 3. So there's 5 hitters in a row. Lexi Coffel right in the thick of things.
Volts had just 1 hit in their first 7 at-bats, and now 3 straight. Coffey turning 2 and going for 3. The Volts waking up here in the third.
The offenses are waking up. A lot of runs scored for what we thought, or when I say we, I'm not going to pull you into this, I thought might be a pitcher's duel, but already 4 runs scored in this game, and the Volts looking to add to that total. Amanda Lorenz just crushes this pitch. That is a pure Amanda Lorenz swing if I ever saw one right there. Line drive off the bat, level swing, and together back-to-back hits for the Volts.
Lorenz was the first position player selected in the draft. We were talking about Rachel Garcia and Kelly Kretschmann saying they couldn't let a team have Garcia and another ace. That was the other player that they were looking at in that spot. They were able to get Lorenz 3 picks later. She'll be on the USA team for the World Games in August. That event will be played in China. It is a great time to be a softball fan. You just had the record numbers of the Women's College World Series. The AUSL is born and is off to a flying start on the field and off the field. And you are closing in on 2028. The Los Angeles Olympics lifted to deep left field and carrying. Bubba turning, watching, and it's gone. Tiare Jennings. Second home run of the season, 7 RBIs for Jennings.
Tiare Jennings is just born to hit at every level. That was a changeup. It was inside, and she just adjusted so well. You saw her pitch back and be able to recognize that changeup just long enough to be able to get on time with it. That ball just continued to carry. We talked about it, 8, 9, 1, 2, and 3. This is where the Bolts hitters have done the most damage. Add to that RBI total that I had just talked about.
Jennings, a 4-time national champion, a 4-time first-team All-American. They started 1 for 7. Since then, 4 straight hits, 2 of them home runs. Another one deep center, and that one's going to get held up.
A lot of ground for the outfield to cover out here. It's 230 to center field. So Morgan Circle had a lot of room to track that one down. It's 210 down the lines, 230 to center field.
Now Rachel Garcia.
We talked about this just being such a big time for softball, and talked about the international level, obviously the pro level with AUSL, and also the youth level too. I mean, this is when youth softball is really at its prime in June, July, before school starts in August. That's why all these young players are here to watch these professional softball players play in this game, is because they're a part of the Jenny Finch World Series, so they're in a tournament. That's why you hear all the screaming and excitement from the fans. 4,000 people here.
Down and into Garcia. Savannah has Tiare Jennings.
Tiare, your face rounding third said it all. How are you building up of the energy of this team right now?
It's just so much fun, this environment. I mean, this is what all the little girls in the stands look for. And so much for Sam on the mound. I mean, being a Sooner with her and seeing her on the stage just makes me want to, oh, it's a great play. Just makes me want to do good for the team and anything I can just to score the run.
Thanks, Tiare.
And a great play by Skylar Wallace, as told by Tiare Jennings.
More play-by-play, loving it. Kim Mulkey and Tiare Jennings, little analysis. Great play by Skylar Wallace. That ball was hit hard. Second time through the order, really in just this third inning in general. Really squaring Coffel up, not getting fooled by a lot.
We may both be out of a job tomorrow. Might be Kim Mulkey and Tiare Jennings up here. It'd be a fantastic booth.
Especially if like Tiare ran down for her ABs and they came back up. That would be fun, a little mix.
Here's Romero. Lets that one go outside. Sierra and Sydney Romero both in this inaugural AUSL season. Sydney, a member of the Talons. We were talking, and we were going to have to ask one of the sisters, but they've played against each other in these past iterations of Athletes Unlimited, but in the team format, I just wonder if they've ever played against each other. Oh man, Kilfoyle. The long arms snagging that and robbing Romero.
but not before the Volts put up a 4 spot in the top of the 3rd inning with 2 home runs. Mackenzie Clark with the leadoff shot in the inning, her 2nd of the year, followed later on by Tiare Jennings, a 3-run bomb. The Volts are ahead.
Big response from the Volts in the top of the 3rd to take a 4-3 lead over the Bandits here in Louisiana. The opening night of a 3-game series between these two teams. There's Sierra Romero out in right field, her 4th year of Athletes Unlimited, a longtime pro from Murrieta, California, played her college ball at Michigan, the greatest player in Big 12 or Big 10 history, a Hall of Famer at her alma mater, Michigan. Sierra, I don't know where to start with you. There's so many things to ask, but the first has to be, have you ever played right field in your life before this year? Maybe she doesn't hear us out there.
Are you guys talking to me?
There you are.
Yes,
Can you hear us?
Hi.
Hey.
It's going in and out, so I'll try to catch what you're saying.
Have you ever played right field in your life?
Repeat that one more time for me.
Have you ever played right field?
Maybe like T-ball?
What did you do, Sierra, to prepare for potentially playing the outfield?
One more time.
What did you do to potentially prepare for playing the outfield before the season started?
You know, I just knew that with our team, I could be asked to go anywhere, so I was just trying to play more positions. Obviously, I could play second, I could play short. I could pretty much play anywhere, middle or on the infield, but just took some reps out there, and at the end of the day, I'm an athlete, so.
On the infield, Coffel retired for the first out. Sierra, that's what Kelly Crutchman told us too. Said you're such a good athlete, you can do everything. I know it's been kind of rapid fire getting used to this team, but what has the team building process been like for you guys?
Oh, it's been awesome. Everybody gets along so well. We have each other's back. Like our lineup, our pitching staff, like it's just great all around. And this is a good team. Like this is just such a fun team. It's so fun to be on a team again. But to compete and just to stick with them the whole time. But it's been amazing. We all get along great, love each other. We literally were talking about it earlier. We were like, how about no trades, no nothing. Let's just stick with this forever.
Oh, deep to left center field. Clark over makes the grab. 2 outs.
The ball's flying today, Sierra. Why do you think it is? Both sides squaring up the ball today. What are you seeing?
2 well-prepared teams. But I think that the big thing is, I mean, this is pro softball. Like hitters hit, and all of these hitters can hit, and the pitchers can pitch too. And so it's just getting comfortable and figuring out, you know, where you got to go to these hitters, because all of them battle and they're all really good.
Well, you guys have such a deep lineup. What do you guys like to communicate about to be more prepared for your ABs? Like, what's the dugout talk like right now?
It kind of changes depending on the hitter. Some hitters like more information, some hitters like less. So just kind of knowing that out of your teammate. But, you know, it's some things like pitch sequence, what pitch does she go to on the strikeout pitch, just different things. What are the things that she likes to throw the most? So really it's just figuring it out and making practice harder than the game, which I think that we did that really well during practice. We, you know, were preparing for Kilfoyle, and we got that heavy drop machine going and made it look harder and more of a drop than she actually throws.
2 strikes, 2 outs, Sierra. Real quick, though, I have to ask you, the offseason's always interesting, getting prepared. We saw you with Skylar Wallace. Where did that connection come from in the offseason?
Where did that come in the offseason?
The connection with Skylar come from to train with her.
Yeah, she moved to St. Pete with her boyfriend, and it's been awesome training with her, for her to push me and me to push her, challenge each other. It's been really fun, but we get after it for sure. Over at Summer's Method.
Far too little time with you, Sierra, but we appreciate it.
Thanks, Sierra.
The end of the 3rd, Volts 4-3 over the Bandits.
This golden ticket to Florida State's very own McKinney.
Being one of 12 girls selected to receive a golden ticket, the weight of that really hit me. I was just overwhelmed with such joy. I always said that I would love to prolong hanging up my cleats as long as I can, and thankfully I've been given this year to be able to do so.
The Volts select Florida State's Michaela Edenfield.
Oh my gosh, I'm a Volts. Such a cool moment. This group has been super welcoming, and they love the energy I bring, so you can expect all the electricity, all the electric vibes coming from Area 51.
Michaela Edenfield receiving her golden ticket, the final of 12. She was the last one. I mean, imagine the college seniors around the country, and maybe she was one of them, just wondering if she'd have that opportunity to play in the AUSL. And with expansion coming, those opportunities should continue to grow. Edenfield, though, had a tremendous career at Florida State. She's leading off this fourth inning.
And known for her razzle-dazzle or her eye makeup. It's a ritual before games that she started to do whenever she was at Florida State, brought that into the AUSL, always has a different theme, different colors, and does tutorials on TikTok and Instagram, but known for that, just a way that she likes to express herself.
Why don't you pull that out in the booth?
I could not do it nearly as good as what she does. It would not look like that. It would look a mess.
It would certainly be entertaining.
It was amazing on her. So many different, I call it themes. I wonder what she calls it, but themes that she goes with.
It's 4 straight now retired by Kilfoyle after the first 4 batters reached in the 3rd inning. Just the first strikeout for Lexi tonight. So how do you reset as a pitcher after an inning like that?
I think we're just attacking this new inning with a fresh mindset, like she just did. I mean, that was an important out after they put up a 4 spot in the top of the 3rd. For her to come back out, reset, refocus, and maybe mix a little bit more with her changeup, more down in the zone.
Let's go down to Savannah with more on Lexi Kilfoyle.
Well, Lexi told me about how coaching at OSU this past season really challenged her in a new way to be able to do an in-depth analysis of other pitchers and hitters too. The coaches on her staff would ask her, are you reading their swings? And it really changed her mindset and had her thinking bigger when it came to her own approach. In particular, she really grew in working with the staff by working with the pitchers on her team. She said it helped prepare her for being a part of this Bandit staff, being able to support the people around you. It was great preparation for her coming into this AUSL season.
I could ask you about when you were a player, but I'm curious as an analyst, as you've watched the game from this vantage point, if there was something you would give yourself as a college player that you've learned now, like how to attack hitters from the viewpoint you've had for the last decade.
I think just mixing speeds more was something that I was never really great at, and I would say made it like a mini priority, but never made it a top priority. And I would have made it a top priority to really nail that pitch down and do absolutely whatever I could to be able to mix speeds more. Just so important in our game. Like that. There's her change up there, adjusting that pitch to be a little bit more down this inning. But not just to have 2 speeds. You're seeing pitchers have 3 speeds be of utmost importance, because like Sierra Romero was talking about, they prepared for Lexi Kilfoyle's drop ball with pitching machines and just threw it, because we have probable pitching starters now. So they knew when the probable starters came out, Lexi Kilfoyle was going to start this game. So they prepared when they had hitting this morning to be prepared against her drop ball. And so how she can combat that is to be even more efficient with her changeup and her off-speed curveball that she's worked a little bit more this year.
Two trying to get Bates, and Sis continues to fight pitches off.
Well, that's just the tough part about being a pitcher in our sport right now at the college level and professional level too, is that there's just so much information on these pitchers. The hitters can go back into what's called synergy and watch the pitchers pitch against other opponents, against them, see how they pitch them, look at a certain count. What do they like to throw on an 0-2 count? What do they like to throw on a 2-0 count? to know what to be prepared for in the back of their mind. And when you can be prepared and you kind of have an idea of what to expect, it makes hitting's not easy, but it just makes it a little bit more easy than having no idea what's coming or what to expect.
3-2. Right side caught in the air by Coffel. 2 outs. Our next WNBA game Saturday afternoon on ABC, ESPN Plus, and ESPN Deportes. Brianna Stewart and Sabrina Ionescu lead the undefeated Liberty against the Fever. To hope Caitlin Clark is back for that one. Coverage begins at 3 Eastern. Did you see who was at the Liberty game the other night?
No, tell me.
Coco Gauff.
Oh, I did see that. She got a really big round of applause. I did see that on Instagram. People knew that she had just won the French Open. I love Coco.
Did it at the, I believe, the same age as Serena Williams. She's accomplished a lot of those feats at the same time. This is skied to left, not deep enough this time for Clark, and caught by Nickles-Ca. A nice bounce back by Lexi Kilfoyle. Bandits down 1.
I loved about her. She's gone through a lot, but her confidence was very, very strong. Sam got that golden ticket, and she truly thought my career was going to end at OU. And when she got that golden ticket, it was such a big moment for her.
Sam Landry talks about how much OU kind of reinvigorated her love for softball. See what she's done tonight so far. The 3 runs allowed through 3 innings of work, but put up a 0 in the 3rd. They took her with the first pick in the college draft, had a lot of faith in Sam Landry, and they planned for it too. They knew they had the first pick and drafted accordingly in the inaugural draft.
Yeah, she said too that she eventually wants to go to medical school, needs to take the MCAT, but she said, I've been putting it off until I'm done with softball, but wants to get into anesthesia. She got to shadow one actually in Lafayette, and she said he was the coolest guy I know, and seeing all the surgeries and having the scalpel without having the scalpel in your hand and how the machines work on the body. Like, she was just so interested in that. So that's what's next for her after softball.
Underneath this, shallow left field, Lorenz calls off Sis Bates, 1 out. You saw a lot of Sam Landry this year. What do you like most about her in the circle?
I really like the way that she fields her position. When she is out there, you have the 4 infielders behind you, but she really becomes like the 5th infielder on the dirt, or on the turf, I should say, on this field here today, because she can field her position so well. And then besides that, just the confidence in her changeup. And how about the fact, too, that she throws her drop ball the most? That's what she did at OU this past season, too. And that was a pitch that she told me that when she was at Louisiana, Coach Jerry Glasgow said, you have a good drop ball, but she didn't like it. She didn't think it was good. She couldn't control it, didn't want to throw it, like just got so frustrated with it. But when she was working with Coach Rocha on it, she gave it another shot.
This is scorched into center field. Clark at the wall. She almost brought it back in from Jordan Roberts, but that's Roberts' 2nd of the season, the 6th-year catcher out of Florida, providing some early power this year for Stacey Newman, Denise, and company.
I like the way that she's just been hitting a lot of different pitches, too. The home run that she had last weekend was off of Montana Fouts. This one is off of Sam Landry, more up the middle of the field, off of Fouts. She turned on one, crushed it over the left field wall, and this one, line drive up toward the center of the field, just out of reach of Mackenzie Clark, who's such a good athlete at attempt, but I think it looked a little bit closer from our angle than what it actually was, but that ball was crushed. Jordan Roberts has a ton of power.
Bouncer to Coffey, and they retire McKinney quickly for out number 2. We saw Mackenzie Clark make a catch like that last summer in Wichita, so you know she's capable in center field.
Long ball has showed up in Sulphur, Louisiana, that's for sure.
Mackenzie Clark has one of them. I just love the energy you get from her when she hits one. Hit that 3-run shot in Wichita and just kind of walk down all the swagger in the world. Top of the order, Morgan Zirkle, 2 away, nobody on for the Bandits. And another great ball game in the AUSL's beginning stages of this season. Let's go down to Savannah Collins with Jordan Roberts.
Joe, we all know you have power, but coming in this season, being able to showcase it consistently, what's the game changer?
Listening to my coaches.
Okay, that works.
Yeah, they've been helping me a lot, understand my swing, what I'm looking for, and having a plan, and I think it's paying off.
This team has talked about that a lot. Who is it for you in the staff that's really made this big of an impact and really been able to come through for you, and what you're hearing coming out in the box?
It's all of them, but Mike and Courtney, they're in my ear every day. I'm asking questions, I'm working with them, and taking in all the knowledge that I can and applying it to who I am, and it's working out.
It's special to watch. Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Great offensive start for Jordan Roberts, and how awesome is it? Your head coach is a former Olympic catcher, and Stacey Newman-Denise, so you get to work with that side of the game as well. And Stacey Newman-Denise is the Bandits pitching coach.
This seems like a good fit for Jordan. Back behind the plate, highly respected for the way that she calls the games and works with her pitchers. And if you have some pop like that off of her bat too, it's just a bonus.
Shallow left field, long runs for Lorenz, so Zirkle has a 2-out base hit. Stacey Newman-Denise has been a part of the professional game a long time, a star at UCLA, a 3-time Olympian. They're missing right now who they drafted really as their top catcher, Mia Davidson, who is one of a number of players finishing their seasons in Japan currently. The Volts have a few of those as well, and that's what's crazy. When you look at the Volts lineup, it's missing Deja Mulipola, Erica Piancastelli, and Sam Shao. The expectation is maybe in the next 7 to 10 days we start to see some of those players return. One of them is back for the Talons, and that's their ace, Megan Faramo. She'll get the ball on Saturday. And we have a pitching change here in Sulphur. Rachel Garcia enters the game as Landry exits to a big applause. State she played 3 years of college ball in, has family here, and grew up not far from here in East Texas. Rachel Garcia, her 4th year as a pro with Athletes Unlimited from Palmdale, California, the former national champion at UCLA in 2019, and started the season with an 8-inning complete game.
Yeah, just extremely impressive. First game of the season that she went all 8 innings, and she's just been moving the ball around. Throws with good velocity. She can hit up to 68, 69 miles an hour. That drop ball into the lefties has just been electric and diving off the table, and then also can go up in the zone with her rise too. So their drop ball up to this point has been the pitch that she's thrown the most at about 32% of the time. And that drop ball serves as like an off-speed pitch that she'll throw about 63 miles an hour, followed by her rise ball, the second most used pitch. So drop and rise, splitting the zone vertically. Work that backdoor curveball to lefties and righties, and then just a regular curveball that will be outside to right-handed hitters.
Garcia has held opposing hitters to just 200 average at the plate, 9 strikeouts, 6 of those strikeouts to left-handed hitters. Skylar Wallace, the first batter to see her.
Impressive part about how Rachel's throwing her rise ball early on this season is that people are chasing that pitch.
That gets away. Zirkle able to take second base.
So a 63% chase rate on her rise ball, which is a very high number. When you're seeing that in the 30s and 40s, I'm like, okay, that's a great chase pitch for this pitcher, likely to throw that pitch with 2 strikes. But up to this point in the season, the few innings that she's thrown, 63% chase rate with her rise ball out of the zone.
Wallace, that's inside out to Lorenz in left, and Garcia gets the job done to close the door. All tied up, Amanda.
Jordan Roberts is the one who did it, who tied up this game. A line drive home run over the center field fence. She has been hot the past couple of games. Roberts with the long ball her second year.
I'm Amanda Lorenz, outfielder with the Volts, and this is my player profile. I love hanging with my dog Blue. I really like to take him everywhere with me. He's trained, so he likes to go out, and I take him to the baseball field a lot. He's like my right-hand man. I love hanging out with him. I wear the number 18 because in T-ball, my dad asked me what number I wanted to wear. I asked him what number he wore, and he said he wore number 18 when he played baseball in high school, and so I said, great. I started making sourdough like last fall, and it feels like it was like really trendy on social media, and I love making weekly loaves and making things out of my sourdough starter. And that is a wrap.
Many talents for Amanda Lorenz. Due up second this inning. We're gonna have to get in on the sourdough.
The sourdough thing has taken over, hasn't it, the past few months? I feel like I see that everywhere in Amanda Lorenz and on the trend with her starter and the sourdough and Blue, her dog, her golden doodle getting in on the action too. I like the story of her wearing number 18 and how that came about. Everybody has a story behind their number. I love finding it out.
Odyssey Alexander in the circle for the Bandits, 5th year with Athletes Unlimited. From Boynton, Virginia, and starred the Women's College World Series for James Madison. Off to a good start this year, 6 innings pitched and a 2.33 ERA.
Yeah, she has really good stuff when she's on and finding the strike zone. Seen her a few times. Work her screwball the most up to this point in the season. I've been changing speeds very well too. When she's getting the edges on both sides of the plate, that's when she's the most effective. When she's not throwing her screwball too far off the plate and she's getting that a called strike, it's a difference maker for her, and then locating her changeup.
Up the middle, base hit. Danica Coffey is unstoppable at the plate right now, and she leads off this 5th inning with a single.
Yeah, picked up on that changeup that Odyssey likes to throw, second most, 26% of the time. Screwball is the pitch that she will go to the most. Also mix in that curve and rise ball up in the zone. Throws with good velocity when she's getting that screwball, rise ball mix up and then able to change speeds down.
Did not want to give Amanda Lorenz a base runner, but here we are, 1 on, top of the 5th. With one of the most consistently dominant hitters in the world at the plate. Already 2 for 2 tonight.
I just don't feel like changeups today in this game are fooling hitters as much. Maybe a little bit in the first inning, but since then, there have been a lot of hard hits off of a changeup, whether they have it picked or they're going up to the plate just with the approach to sit on that pitch.
Skied on the infield, Wallace tracking it. Not dealing with that Rosemont wind, which I'm sure on fly balls all these players are happy about tonight. 1 out. Tiare Jennings 1 for 2 with a 3-run home run, her last trip to the plate in the 3rd. Takes the first pitch.
And the consistency that Tiare has hit with in her career. And travel ball, high school, through her years at OU, and then right into being a professional softball player is just incredible.
Another Team USA member for the World Games. AUSL has 11 players on the active roster for the World Games, 2 more as alternates. So 13 of the 18 total players involved with that event in August are on these 4 teams at AUSL. Two-one inside, sent down the left field line. Lorenz, Jennings, Warren, Garcia, Romero. That is a ridiculous top 5 in the order, and it really doesn't stop there. But that top 5, I mean, just huge names in the sport. Jennings, high to center circle, twirling around and tracks it down for out number 2.
You never know, ball in the air, especially today. It just feels like the ball is flying. Has a chance to get out of here.
Look at this.
Sunset, I love it. Gorgeous.
It has turned into a beautiful evening here in Sulphur. Still 2 more games tomorrow and Saturday. Jesse Warren with 2 outs. Runner goes. Coffel is out. A nice tag by Wallace. Coffel was a little bit shaken up. Hopefully she's okay as she jogs off. Roberts.
Have yourself a day, Jordan Roberts, with the home run to tie it, and then catching Coffel, stealing. Great tag by Skylar Wallace, who also goes down. That was a tough play, but they get the out.
Four Volts Bandits. Bottom of the 5th inning we go. Bandit bats coming to the plate. We are joined by the starting pitcher for the Volts, Sam Landry. And Sam, no one got a bigger ovation than you when you were announced tonight. I know you have friends and family in the crowd. How special is this night for you?
It's very special being able to come home and be in front of this crowd. I know a lot of my family that wasn't able to make many games out in Oklahoma are here today, so it's super fun to be here and just see their faces and see their support and just be able to continue this career.
Sam, what's the turnaround been like for you from World Series to today even?
Yeah, it's been very quick. I think I'm kind of figuring out I'm a little bit more tired than I care to admit. So just trying to work through that, get a little bit of timing fixed pitching-wise, and really figure out the strike zones and everything. So quick turnaround, but gotta figure it out pretty quick.
And back with a new team, too. You go to Oklahoma this year, and you're in a new environment, now into the pros. What's that been like, kind of acclimating with this group of girls?
Yeah, these girls are awesome, and I'm loving every bit of it. They're super fun. They're down to go do anything. So it's really cool to be on this team and be with a lot of legends that have played in this game, and just to be their friends, I guess, is absolutely amazing, and it's just a blessing.
Bubba Nickles-Ca leading off the inning against Rachel Garcia. What was it like, too, for you playing, obviously Oklahoma and the big brand and all the success, but to be around, we've talked about Jen Rocha for so many years up here as a great pitching coach. What was that relationship like for you?
Yeah, I think me and Coach Rocha got very close, so I like to pick her brain all the time. I'll probably pick her brain after this game, see what she sees if she's watching it. If not, I'll send her clips to make sure she watches it. But no, I love Coach Rocha. I love all the coaches at Oklahoma. I'll arguably, and I'm going to argue any day, the best coaching staff, so absolutely love them.
Sam, we saw your rookie card, the Topps rookie card. Did you get a chance to see that? What did you think about it?
I did get a chance to see it. I think it's super cool. I love that it's happening. I think it really just puts into perspective the pro league. That's something they've done for pros for a long time, and I think it's amazing that women's sports are being able to be a part of that and make that, be on that platform and be on that stage and really just take this league to the next level.
Sam, you've told me the story about, why you like to wear your glasses in games, but I didn't get a chance to talk about it whenever you were just out for this start. But could you tell the world, why you started wearing your glasses when you were pitching?
Yeah, I randomly started wearing them in high school for a random playoff game. Don't know what caused me to wear them that day, but I just put them on and wore them, and I threw a perfect game, so I've been wearing them ever since.
Sam, that is awesome. Thank you so much for talking to us. I'm sure we'll catch up all year, but we're so happy you're here.
Thank you. God bless y'all. Go Bolts.
Thank you.
She's wired right. She's already got the Go Volts going. It was Sooners just a couple weeks ago. Nickles-Ca goes down swinging to her former UCLA teammate, Rachel Garcia.
Yeah, that's a matchup that you show up to the ballpark for. When Rachel Garcia is pitching against Bubba Nickles, their history and being teammates at different levels. And Rachel Garcia gets her after a long AB, great AB by Bubba, gets her on the drop ball, chasing that pitch a little bit out of the zone.
Strike one to Erin Coffel from Garcia. Had a lot of competitive games early on, and this is, we talk about every game really having some meaning, not just for momentum, but you have to win early, you have to win often if you want to be in Tuscaloosa for the championship series. The top 2 teams in the league will go to Tuscaloosa at the end of July and play a best-of-3 series. This is only a 24-game season. So come Sunday, we'll be a quarter of the way through this inaugural AUSL season.
Will just go by so fast, and that's why every game matters so much. And these head coaches are trying to figure out the right moves to make, the lineups to make, the starters to make. We mentioned that we actually have probable starting pitching matchups for the first time. That's new in our sport, and not that the coaches have to absolutely stick with it, whoever the probable starting pitching matchups are going to be, but it's just fun to see this sport evolve. The coaches get to know their pitching staffs, their hitters, their defenses, and really just what their new team and brand is going to all be about. They have a chance to set the foundation for that.
2-2, hard hit ball up the middle, base hit for Erin Coffel, who has seen it so well to start the season. She's aboard with one away. Well, this is the 46th consecutive year of the College World Series on ESPN. An 18 double elimination format starts tomorrow in Omaha, Arizona, Coastal Carolina at 2 Eastern, and then Louisville and Oregon State at 7 Eastern. Both games also available on ESPN Plus, so you can watch it anywhere. Wow. We'll pull that up on the iPad tomorrow and just keep an eye on it a little bit.
Oh, I was saying wow about the beautiful sunset, but I know that there's other things going on too. But
you know, you were all in last year, Texas A&M making the run, and now you're...
Yeah, I'll be watching though for sure, but the sunset is absolutely gorgeous. Still can't believe that no team is returning to Omaha from that made it last year. This year, it's crazy.
Ground ball left side, Bates to a knee. The throw to first, not in time to turn 2. They do get the lead runner for out number 2.
Finally, a ball hit out to Sis Bates, who always is going to be a fan favorite out there at shortstop, especially for her defense and the way that she plays. Has a great range, gets to a lot of balls, and just takes pride in her defense. That's a close play at first base, eh?
Yeah, she caught a pop-up by the leadoff batter, Morgan Zirkle, and hasn't touched the ball since. You see some of the young athletes in attendance here for the Jenny Finch World Series. Pinch hitter at the plate for the Bandits, going to be Bella Dayton. It's also a catching change last inning for the Volts. Mary Iacopo, Carson, California native, played her college ball at Texas along with Bella Dayton. A couple Longhorns. Good time to be a Longhorn right now.
Winning their first national championship and seeing them celebrate it, Tegan Cavan, was incredible. At Texas Tech, Texas Champ Series or Champ Finals.
Will you give us a hook 'em?
No. not today, probably not ever. Go give them credit. That was an incredible run.
The former Aggie won't give us a hook 'em in the booth.
People can understand that.
I got to, the USL had their kind of opening weekend welcome event in downtown Chicago last weekend. Kat Osterman was there as the night of Game 3, and all eyes were on Kat watching that final out. It was emotional for her. Just a really cool moment to witness. That one gets away.
You just have so much pride for your program once you're done playing. You follow it, you invest in it, carry or watching the games, and it means a lot for players like Bella Dayton who weren't on the field whenever they actually got to hoist the trophy and dog pile in Oklahoma City, but it still means just as much to these former players.
Dayton trying to deliver the go-ahead run here in the 5th. Takes on the outside corner, strike 2.
It's that backdoor curveball that Rachel Garcia will throw to these left-handed hitters, and it will just cut back across the outside corner, and she just can live on the edges with that pitch to these lefties.
Check swing did not go. Full count here with 2 away. Dayton 2 for 5 on the season with an RBI, trying to add to it. Garcia wants to talk things over with Iacopo.
An important part in this game. Full count, runner at third base. Want to get this pitch right.
How'd you get acclimated with a new catcher like all these pitchers are having to do right now?
Just a lot of talking and communicating and hoping that the catcher is going to show up early to catch me before the game. It's just extra time. That experience and just that time spent in the bullpen is invaluable for the actions itself, but also just communicating a ton.
3-2. Into the turf for ball 4. Now Wisz, another UCLA matchup. Delaney played with Rachel, with Megan Faramo, Maya Brady, and Bubba Nickles-Ca all in the league. Love these old teammate matchups we're getting. Wisz swinging first pitch, foul ball.
Being aggressive early in the count against Garcia, and earlier hit a leadoff home run at the bottom of the 2nd inning. 2-run inning for the Bandits during that time, and got all of it.
You know, when you do 2 truths and a lie, Delaney Wisz is going to be able to say Kim Mulkey called play-by-play for a home run I hit, and people are going to be like, absolutely not.
That's a great
Makes
fun
no
fact.
sense.
I love that.
We just need to make sure Delaney knows it, because she needs to add that to everything.
Yeah.
Add it to your Twitter bio, everything.
Yes.
Your X bio. I'm sorry.
Definitely. It's so deep into her legs, too. Dayton just goes ahead and gets herself in a scoring position. Now 2 in scoring position for the Bandits.
One. Strike 2.
Drop ball for Garcia this year is my favorite pitch of hers up to this point. It's moving like crazy.
Got her swinging. Big pitch from Rachel Garcia to strand 2 in scoring position.
Doubles up on that changeup, back-to-back against Delaney Wisz, who had a good swing off of her early in the count. Drop ball, outside corner, a little off speed, and they strand 2 runners in scoring position.
Kim Mulkey, Jenny Finch, Kim Eng. What more Could you possibly want more softball? We've got it for you. Tomorrow, the Talons Blaze open their series in Chattanooga, Tennessee, 6:30 Eastern. And then we're back at 9 Eastern for Game 2. We go all the way to Sunday with the Talons and Blaze. That's when their Game 3 will be. Back on ESPNU for Talons Blaze at noon Eastern on Saturday. Look at this. Unbelievable views here in Louisiana as the sun sets on night 1.
It's gorgeous. Rained all day today. We didn't know if we were going to be able to play, but luckily it stopped just in time to be able to push the game back an hour and still be able to get it in as Bella Dayton now enters and goes into right field. She hit for Corey McMillan. She just keep her spot out there.
Jesse Warren, we saw her last inning, but Danica Coffey was caught stealing, so Warren gets to restart with an 0-0 count. And now 1-1. Big swing through that pitch for strike 2. Seen Odyssey Alexander 3 times this year now. This is her second appearance as a reliever. Overall, though, has been really good. Has gotten herself into a little bit of trouble, but we've seen that the past few summers, and it just seems like Odyssey has a knack for getting out of those jams. Ground ball left side, scooped up by Delaney Wisz. 1 out.
Yeah, I think that she's looked really good early this year.
Hey, we've got Game 4 of the NBA Finals tomorrow night at 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific on ABC, ESPN Deportes, and ESPN Radio. Pacers up 2-1. Coverage tips with NBA Countdown at 8. Thunder got to have it. Down 2-1. Tyrese Halliburton playing out of his mind. I saw Caitlin Clark in attendance last night. I think she was at that game. Isn't it crazy? Like we're tracking Caitlin Clark. Whatever she's doing, the sports world has to know.
The Pacers just won't go away. I mean, the comebacks that they've had in this run have been unbelievable.
I see you.
Paying close attention, the Oklahoma City arena was right across the street from where we stayed at the World Series. So NBA and softball was going on right at the same time. Had a different vibe at the World Series because of that. The city was packed on game days. So many people around. Not used to that. Usually World Series just takes over the city, not NBA.
Well, you talked about the first-time champions, too.
Yes, that's right.
Thunder Pacers going to have a first-time champion. Had that situation in the Women's College World Series final with Texas Tech, Texas, as Garcia spins it back to Odyssey Alexander. Let's check back in with Savannah Collins.
So a little look behind the curtain of how these AUSL teams function. Every team has a team logistics manager that takes care of, gosh, pretty much everything from snacks to team dinners, getting them from point A to point B, travel, managing the team schedule, you name it. But the Volts team manager, her name's Lindsay Casper, this season coming in, she wanted a personal touch for these players. She got them all those little bolt necklaces for them to wear this season. It's been such a neat point of something that they've been able to wear during games and rep this team as they create some identity and culture.
There's Kelly Kretschmann rocking the lightning bolt necklace.
I mean, just any way that you can, you find ways to connect as a team and unite as a team. Unite is just such a powerful word, and team chemistry and culture really goes such a long way in trying to win a championship, which is what all these teams want to do, and they have to find that connection and find that united way and united front really early, very quickly, because all these games matter. A chance to win a championship at the end in Tuscaloosa.
If you want to know the scale of what the AUSL is doing for these 4 teams, their travel parties are more than 30 people. That's players, head coaches, assistant coaches, trainers, the logistics managers, as we just talked about.
Yeah.
Strength and conditioning, everything is covered, and that's something Kelly Kretschmann, we talked to her today about. Kelly played for a long time in the NPF. She played in Japan, and she said it's so professional. She's like, I don't have to do anything that I'm used to us not having taken care of for us. Said they've checked every box. She loves it. She wants to be a part of it long term, loves coaching at the professional level, so she feels like this is where she really can relate to players because she did it for so long herself. You see Allie Newland, another LSU Tiger, getting her chance to play back in Louisiana as she pinch runs.
And Kelly was talking about, or Coach Crutchman was saying, I see the little things that are done for these players that are the norm for them, but weren't a part of what it was like when I was a player, like having their uniforms all laid out, the laundry. I mean, all these little tiny things that other professional athletes in MLB and NFL might take for granted that never happened for a professional softball player, but are now happening with AUSL. And Kelly, who was a longtime professional player and international player, said, this is what I played so long for, to see it all pay off, to put the time, energy, and effort to build something to make it to this point. So it's really special having a conversation with her just about everything that she's put in, now can sit and embrace the moment now.
Iacopo getting a moment for herself. She's just 1 for 1 on the season at the plate. It was a double in Series 1. Volt's 0 for 5 with the walk with 2 outs. Odyssey right now struggling to find the strike zone a bit. 6 of her last 8 pitches have been balls. There is ball 4, and Odyssey palms up, not happy about that call.
I thought that probably should have been a strike. Looked like it to me, and the strike zone here at AUSL, if you've been watching college softball, is a little bit bigger than what you see last week at the Women's College World Series. This is a huge part in this game too, with it being a tie game and 2 runners on quickly after. I mean, Odyssey got a couple of quick outs to start this inning, then good patience at the plate. Garcia, Romero, and then Iacopo.
Trying to find the zone right now. 7 of her last 9 pitches now have been balls. Look at this. That's Miranda Stoddard pinch running over at first base, and the player she's talking to there was the dynamic duo at Arizona this year. Both two-way players, both had career seasons. Devin Netz, Miranda Stoddard. Wildcats fans across the nation have a smile on their face seeing those two together on a professional field.
Well, it's not every day that you see a pitcher pinch run for someone when they get to first base.
Sis Bates at the plate, trying to keep this inning going. Oh for 2 tonight. 2 balls in the air, a line out to second and a fly out to left field. Jordan Roberts going to talk to Odyssey again as she falls behind 2-0.
Well, and with how hot that Mackenzie Clark has been on deck, hit a home run earlier in this game, Sis is just going to try to find a way to get on and get the bat in her hands. And Sis, who has not had a hit yet on the year, best thing that she can do is just find any way that she can to get on base and get Mackenzie Clark up in this inning.
We know all about Sis's defense, but she was a fantastic hitter at Washington at a .385 career average there. Two and one from Odyssey. Sis lifts it to right field, and Dayton has it. That's going to do it. 2 quick outs, couple walks, but Odyssey Alexander strands a pair, still tied up. By Mizuno. AUSL underway. So many stars of the game making their presence felt in these first couple weeks. Really the first week. We haven't even made it a full week. It started last Friday, but we've seen so much. The competition's been such high level. And as happy as everyone is with what the league is doing and how they're doing it, there is a competitive juice going right now throughout these 4 teams.
Yeah, absolutely. Still early. It's anybody's shot at making it to Tuscaloosa to that championship series. And a lot of good games. Loving how close a lot of these games, most of these games have been.
It's one to keep an eye on in Chattanooga this weekend. 2 teams who started 1-2 will both be looking for their first series wins as a franchise. Talons and Blaze. Emma Lemley, how about her debut out of Virginia Tech for the Blaze, helping them get that first win last weekend. It's a huge lift for that team. Jordan Roberts leading off the bottom of the 6th against Rachel Garcia. 8-9-1 here for the Bandits.
Really careful here with the way that Jordan Roberts is swinging the bat. Rachel Garcia just continues to mix these pitches around. Drop, rise, curve, so many different looks that she's giving these hitters.
Ground ball, Bates, 1 out. Sydney McKinney now. Lefty out of Wichita State in her 3rd professional season from Norburn, Missouri. Big swing from McKinney for strike 1. A .451 career average for the Shockers, 5th in NCAA history. This is an awkward spinner. Warren with one hand from her knee. That is a great attempt, but you're just not going to get the wheels of McKinney.
That is what saves Sydney McKinney, because Jessie Warren is just where infield hits go to die. Even when you have speed, she makes unbelievable plays like that. I don't even know how she got rid of this. Like, look at the position that she is in when she's throwing across her body, and that throw was still on target despite the position that she threw it from.
Had some heat on it too. That didn't just bounce over there.
That's how strong she is.
Top of the order, 1 away. And speed on first base. Morgan Zirkle at the plate, already has a hit in her last trip to the plate. This is her first look at Rachel Garcia. I've heard chants for both teams
I know,
from the
I love
stands
that.
tonight.
All these little girls and their parents too, I'm sure, trying to figure out which team am I going to pull for? Which team is going to be my team? Maybe it's even the Blaze or the Talons who are in Chattanooga. But you start to form that team that you want to get behind. Whether you're following a certain player, you like the way that the team plays, you like their unis, their colors. I mean, all of that is just so new and fresh in this league, and you get to be a new fan of a team and follow them along.
Ground ball right side, Coffey off her glove. Back-to-back base runners now.
Hard hit ball, but I think that Coffey would tell you that she should have had it, but that extra bounce keeps its speed off of the turf as we're playing on a turf field, and I think it just ended up being a little bit harder of a hit than she thought it was going to be, but that will go down as an E4 on Coffey.
There's a discussion happening now. Kelly Kretschmann came out of the Volts dugout. Said something to Antonio Flores.
There's a runner left on time. The ruling is under review.
Not sure what this review is. We'll try to get word. Let's see if the runner left early from first base. That's Sydney McKinney. Let's take a look.
And leave until the ball is released, and this should be a pretty quick one. She did not leave early.
I think we've seen this challenge 4 times maybe.
A lot.
Over so far.
I'm not going to lie, I'm over it. I know that coaches just are going to pull this card just to see, but I'm over at the college level and I'm over at the pro level too. Coaches just can use that to review just as kind of a gotcha moment, just in case that the runner left early, then she would be out. So Bandits gaining some speed at the top of their lineup right now, some momentum, and Kelly Crutchman just comes out and say, hey, just look at this. It also gives your team, too, just a chance to catch their breath, talk things over, slow down the other team's momentum. But this should be a pretty quick review that will stand as is.
It's tough for coaches. I mean, you have to if you're a coach. You can't let that opportunity go. I mean,
At the review, the ruling on the field is upheld. The runner left on time. That is a Volt's first challenge.
Because if you don't and you miss it, you look foolish.
Yeah.
But I am with you.
I just see
I
it.
don't like it.
I know. I see it a lot to end games and it just all throughout. I think just as a softball fan, when you're watching the sport, it's just one of those things that you're like, I could probably do without.
2 on, 1 out for Skylar Wallace.
And Jessie Warren is in Skylar Wallace's face. She took about 3 or 4 steps back now, but she was playing about halfway up the line, anticipating a bunt. And that is scary, risky to do with the power that Skylar Wallace has. Playing up the line. Look at how close she is. Her bags are 60 feet base to base, and so she was playing a quarter up the line, a third up the line.
Bandits just 2 for 7 with runners in scoring position. Those were both in the first 2 innings, but one was Wallace. This time she'll just wear it on the elbow and load the bases for Bubba Nickles-Ca.
Second time in this game that Skylar Wallace has been hit by a pitch. Talked about when you go in, you have to go hard in. So getting her on the elbow again. And this is a tough situation with Bubba coming up because there is nowhere to put her. Had a great at bat off of Rachel Garcia. A lot of familiarity between Garcia and Bubba.
All the swings at the first pitch and misses.
That drop ball is just falling off the table and getting chase after chase too. They're chasing that pitch out of the zone.
Won a national championship together in 2019 at UCLA. Another big swing from Bubba, now down 0-2 to Garcia. Bubba led off game 2 of the Women's College World Series Championship Series with a home run for UCLA that year. 1-2.
That's a good memory you have.
Thank you. I definitely don't have that written in my game notes. 2 for 10 with runners on. It's been 4 innings since a hit with runners in scoring position. Garcia gets her again. The second time Rachel Garcia has struck out Bubba Nickles-Ca.
Both on that pitch that is just falling off the table. Rachel Garcia just seems to get better when there are runners on base, back up against the wall. She goes to that drop ball. It's a bit off speed and gets her to chase out of the zone. That is a massive out in this game.
Last chance for the Bandits in an inning full of opportunity is Aaron Coffel. 2 hits in the game, including an RBI double. Takes on the inside for strike 1.
That's where I would throw Aaron Coffel too, is inside, because she's been covering the outer half so well. Off-speed pitch and firmer stuff on the outside corner. She just has been hitting to the right side very well.
Swinging off the handle and caught in foul territory. Garcia gets out of a big bases-loaded jam, and Rachel Garcia looking like the star that she is early in this season. Tie game 7. 7th inning. Guess who's coming to the plate? Mackenzie Clark, the swag queen from opening weekend with the little walk down first base, and then her second of the season tonight.
Her bat speed is incredible. And so much pull power. One swing could absolutely change this game. 7th inning tie game. It's been back and forth. Offense all at the beginning of the game. A lot of zeros put up the last couple of innings, but something has to give here.
And the one last weekend was clutch too. In the 8th inning, a 3-run shot really closed the door on that game. Can she leave her mark here in the 7th against Odyssey Alexander? Off speed for strike one.
Gonna want to keep the ball down off the middle of the plate. That pull power, if she goes in, it has to be hard in. If she goes away, she has to be living on the edges against Clark.
Mackenzie Clark, out of the state of Florida, went to Clemson. Numerous career records there for a young Clemson program. Takes that up top 2-1. It's a first-team All-ACC member as a freshman in 2021. Really announced herself to the college softball world for a program that had tons of stars over the last 3 or 4 years.
Just really giving her a good mix right now. Down, down, up on her hands, and then curveball away.
Hitters count 3-1. Clark swinging big, fouls it back. The team that won game 1 last weekend went on to win both series. Got her. Big pitch from Odyssey Alexander to start the 7th.
It's huge to keep the leadoff hitter off the bases and to keep Mackenzie Clark in the ballpark and not even have her put the ball in play. So this is the pitch sequence. Starts her with the drop ball and then goes to a fastball that gets away from her. Followed up by a rise ball up and in her hands to set up the curveball away. Screwball for the foul, and then a changeup for the out. That pitch was nasty. Fell off the table, got her well out in front of that pitch. That was a big out for Odyssey and the Bandits.
Now Odyssey turns her attention to Danica Coffey. Takes ball one on the outside corner. Coffey got her golden ticket after LSU beat Florida in game 2 of their series in Baton Rouge. We are at the Jenny Finch World Series right now. Jenny Finch was the one who gave her that golden ticket. Right side caught by Coffel, and 2 quick outs here for the Bandits. One more out for Odyssey Alexander, and her team will have a little momentum going to the bottom half of this inning, but it's Amanda Lorenz first. Takes that first pitch for ball 1. Lorenz 2 hits tonight, just 1 extra base hit in the first 4 games of the season, and has not hit a home run this year yet. 2-0.
So 2 outs that the Volts got a couple of runners on with a couple of walks in the last inning. Quick outs for Odyssey, first 2, and then walk for a couple of runners on and threatened.
Lorenz out in front for strike 1. Amanda Lorenz, the 2024 Athletes Unlimited champion in that unique leaderboard format last summer. Then the first position player taken in the draft. The Volts took who they feel like is the best bat in this league, and that is quite an honor if you're that player in Amanda Lorenz, and I think a lot in the softball world would not argue that. Ground ball up the middle, base hit to keep it going with 2 outs. Her 3rd hit of the night.
It's just her ability to hit a lot of different pitches, hit to all parts of the field, hit for average. Not trying to do too much here, but just takes an off-speed pitch and drives it right back up the middle of the field. Odyssey got her on a changeup earlier in the count. This time she's a little bit out in front, but she's just so strong. Turns that into a hit with 2 outs.
Lefties have really struggled off Odyssey this year. That's just the 2nd hit by a left-handed batter. Both have come tonight, Coffel and now Lorenz. Here's Tiare Jennings. And no one is swinging a hotter bat than Jennings to start the season. Couple home runs, swinging it from the right side. (1-0). And Alexander falling behind a hitter here.
Earlier in this game, Tiare Jennings, 3-run home run. Big time swing for a player that has rounded the bases like that many times in her career. Gets herself into a hitter's count here, and honestly changes speeds, doing that very well. I like the way that they're mixing her changeup, mixing her drop ball that serves as a secondary off-speed pitch, and throwing that a lot in hitters' counts too. That's Jordan Roberts. We talked about her connection with these pitchers back behind the plate, and what a great pitch caller that she is, just continuing to mix speeds like crazy against these hitters.
Count even at 2-2. Got her. Or no, foul ball. Or was it? There was some confusion if that was a foul ball or not. And now the runner's coming home. Here comes Lorenz. She's in there. On a broken play. And a defensive miscue for the Bandits.
I think Stacey Newman-Denise is going to ask to see if maybe it was a foul ball, if there was contact. It looked like it was going to be a drop third strike. She struck out Tiare Jennings on a great drop ball, got her to chase.
Stacey Newman-Denise going to talk to her team now. Try and settle them down after just a bizarre play a little bit. Roberts didn't immediately throw it. I thought it was a foul ball because of that, the way it came out of her glove.
I don't think you can challenge that. So it looked like hard to see any contact there, just like she dropped it, and Brian Crochet clearly says the safe that it was just a drop third strike.
Immediately out number 3, but a huge run for the Volts. In the top of the 7th, Lorenz comes all the way around on the broken play to take the lead.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Alexander was going to get out of this inning. They just needed to make a throw to first base on that drop third strike. Got Tiare Jennings out. Great drop ball. Got her to swing and miss. I don't see any contact here, but because this is a drop third strike, 2 outs, you have to make the throw to first base. Easily, maybe even could have tagged her potentially, but as soon as that ball went down, Amanda Lorenz got herself to second base, and then when the throw was over the head of Devin Netz, then she was able to score. So Amanda Lorenz scoring all the way from first base on a drop third strike in the 7th inning to give the Volts the lead. What great hustle. A little bit of hesitation when she was rounding third base, but she still gets in there and goes hard. Defensive mistakes cost the Bandits.
Still get a chance at the plate here off Rachel Garcia. Devin Netz, Devin Netz, Bella Dayton, and Delaney Wisz to face Garcia. who has been excellent so far tonight. 2 1/3, 2 hits allowed, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts. Stranded the bases loaded last inning. Nets looking for her first hit of the night. Crushed right center and caught out there by Romero. A little bit of a distraction. And that must have came off the end of the bat. That looked like she got all of it originally. Or it's Clark that catches it.
I think Romero did. She just tossed the ball to Clark, but some miscommunication out there. Remember, Sierra Romero knew out to right field. Ball hung in the air for a long time, so there was a lot of time for communication, maybe talking over each other, and I'm wondering what ended up hitting.
It's like the elbow of Clark on Romero's head. The right elbow came from the other side and got Sierra Romero.
Can't believe she was able to hang on to it. With Mackenzie Clark hitting her, great focus. Both of those players going for it, trying to learn center field and right field next to each other and how to communicate. I guess so, it was her elbow that ended up hitting her head. I can't believe that she held on to it. It's a huge out.
Well, hopefully just precautionary for Sierra, and she'll be all right. There is a new player out in right field, Allie Newland. But that ball fooled me. It sounded loud off the bat.
That's really strong. Balls in the air usually go a long way to the outfield.
Newland and right, Dayton at the plate for the Bandits. 2 outs to work with, down a run. Otter on the pitch in the turf.
There's a couple of pitches that Rachel Garcia will throw down the zone. One is her changeup that she just threw there, and the other one is her drop ball that serves as like an off-speed pitch. They move very similarly, but she releases them a little different.
That is in there. Completely fooled Dayton, and Garcia's great night continues.
And she's smiling a little bit because that's supposed to be a screwball on the outside corner. In a pitcher's count, you want that about a ball off the plate. But look at where it ends up. Iacopo reaches back across her body, and that ended up over the heart of the plate, but just fools Dayton because she's probably so concerned with her off-speed pitches that are down the zone.
Strike 1 to Delaney Wisz, who had a solo home run in her first at bat back in the 2nd inning off the starter Sam Landry. Got the knob of the bat for Wisz to fall behind 0-2. This is the 15th batter that Rachel Garcia has faced. Has allowed just 2 hits, has struck out 4. This is the Rachel Garcia the Volts thought they were getting. 0-2.
Some fans, young fans, still here cheering for their team. A lot of young players have cleared out because I think we've got a big day of softball tomorrow in the Jenny Finch World Series. So a lot of 8 a.m. games that I'm sure a lot of those teams are dreading waking up for.
Ground ball up the middle. Coffey can't quite get there. Wisz keeps the Bandits alive. The winning run coming to the plate.
Danica Coffey went a long way to try to knock this ball down, but just out of her reach. Good 2-strike hitting by Wisz to be able to just give some Bandits a little bit of hope here.
Kelly Kretschmann coming out of the Volts dugout to have a conversation in the circle. She pointed down the right field line. They might make a change here, but we'll see.
I would not make a change. I would stay with Rachel Garcia with the way that she's throwing. Not a lot of hard contact off of her in this game.
I'm not sure what she was pointing at. I don't think they will make a change. I agree with you, by the way.
Yeah.
Power hitter at the plate. Power pitcher in Rachel Garcia.
Well, you know, after that drop third strike in the air, Jordan Roberts wanted to get up in this inning and a chance to redeem herself.
2 home runs on the season for Roberts. Takes ball 1 outside.
So she's taking that deep breath, trying to calm herself down, knowing how big of a moment this is for her.
Oh, that gets away. Wisz able to move up to second base. And now a base hit likely ties this game. From Garcia. Big swing, chopped through the left side. Wisz coming around from third. The throw home, not going to be there. Jordan Roberts bouncing back and giving the Bandits their life.
We've seen her have the home run power, and this is not the most beautiful hit, but it's absolutely going to work. Runner at second base. All she needed to do was just get the ball to the outfield with 2 outs. Delaney Wisz was going to be going on the ball, put in play, and be able to get a good jump. And Amanda Lorenz did everything that she could to cut Wisz down, knowing that she was a tying run, but great hustle by Wisz to easily be able to get in there and tie up this game. What a moment for Jordan Roberts to redeem herself, put the ball in play hard. Something good is going to happen. Second hit of the night for Jordan Roberts and second RBI.
Roberts heads off. That's Kelly Torres running over at first base for the Bandits. The potential winning run with Sydney McKinney at the plate. Swinging first pitch, right side, Coffel, and we have extras in Sulphur. Roberts makes up for the mistake in the top half of the inning. 5-5. We're going to the 8th. Seven runs in the first 3 innings, just 3 in the last 4 frames. But here we are, 5-5. Fans still in the building. Late night softball in Sulphur is going to extras. Volts Bandits for a top spot in the AUSL standings early in the season. Odyssey Alexander heading into her 4th inning of work, and you can just feel it, these two teams. You've seen the emotion from them when Lorenz came across, when Wisz scored. We will start extra innings with a runner on second base. That runner for the Volts is Jesse Warren.
ITB, International Tiebreaker, start with the last out at second base.
Inside ball 1. Rachel Garcia will lead things off. And then it would have been Sierra Romero, but she exited after taking a knock to the head from Mackenzie Clark in right center field. This is over toward Coffel in the air, 1 out. And the runner stays put. Allie Newland. 1 hit in the opening weekend. First crack at it tonight at the plate. First pitch swinging right side. It moves the runner over. That is 2 quick outs for Odyssey Alexander and the Bandits.
You're right, a productive out because it gets Jesse Warren over to third base. You're always put into a little bit of a pickle in an ITB situation. Do you want to bunt her over with the hitter that's leading off? Or do you just want to let her swing away? And when it's Rachel Garcia, I think you just let her swing away.
And it works out for the Bandits because McKinney's going to be their runner and Zirkel's going to lead off. And that's one of the best bunters in the league.
Good short game, good barrel control for Morgan Zirkel, who will lead it off.
There's Zirkel out in center field. So she'll have speed on second base. But she'll try to move over. 1-0 count, though. Volts still have a chance here. A base hit gives them the lead. Mary Iacopo, who is 1 for 1 on the season with a double. Takes ball 2.
Odyssey has just done such a good job of mixing speeds in this game and really keeping the hitters off balance with her changeup and then her drop ball. Similar to Garcia, both of those pitches, 2 different pitches, similar movements.
Swing and a miss for strike 2.
And throwing that changeup in hitters counts a lot. Again, I have a feeling that's just a lot of Jordan Roberts rubbing off on these pitchers. The catcher who's calling pitches for them tonight. A lot of 2-0, 2-1 changeups.
Volts just 1 for 10 with runners in scoring position tonight. That's down low, full count. Neither team, whoever loses this is going to go home and say, we probably could have had that one because the Bandits have left 10 on the base paths. The Volts haven't been able to hit with runners in scoring position. 3-2, outside corner, strike 3. Odyssey Alexander and Rachel Garcia going back and forth right now. Bandits a chance to win it. Zirkel, Wallace, Bubba Nickles-Ca coming up. How did we get here? It's a little bit of a unique situation. It looked like the Bandits would have a chance in the bottom half, but a drop third strike, and then just a defensive miscue by Jordan Roberts that ended up allowing Amanda Lorenz to score from first. I mean, you don't see that very often.
Well, and Erin Coffel slid. She wasn't even on her feet. Didn't have a chance to make a play, but then the Bandits were able to answer. After that throw by Jordan Roberts, she came up with Delaney Wisz at second base and drove her in to tie the game back up to lead us to extra innings. So a little bit of redemption for Jordan Roberts, and still a tied game. Start with a runner at second base again, and the Bandits will have speed at second base in the ITB situation to start off the inning.
Let's check in with Savannah.
Well, coming into tonight's game, Coach Kretschmann told me that there were certain Bandits that they did not want to see in the base path. Zirkel, Skylar, Sydney McKinney, and there she is to start extras on second base.
Yeah, it just fell nicely for the Bandits, to your point. You'll never be mad if you're the Volts with Rachel Garcia, but like you said, you're probably not going to bunt her to move the runner into scoring position.
Even let Morgan Zirkel swing away, or maybe for the first strike and then go to her short game here. There's so many different ways to play this. You're the head coach for what you want to call in this situation, but Zirkel does have a great short game, but she has some pop too.
0-1, she is swinging, and now she will definitely swing. Down 0-2 in the count.
Surprised not lay down a bunt in that situation. I mean, she is such a great hitter. Like, she has so many different tools and ways that you can go, but where you're at, top of your order, speed at the plate, speed at second, I would have liked to have seen a sac bunt or a drag bunt.
Just trying to get anything in play on the ground right now to potentially get McKinney over. Is it something with Garcia maybe they don't like as far as a bunt situation, or?
That's a good question. I mean, she'll easily go to that rise ball that she feels very comfortable throwing in a bunt situation, but seeing a lot down too.
Garcia calls time and steps off the rubber. Would be a big out number 1. 0-2 to Zirkel again. Zirkel ground ball left side, Warren to first. And a very positive first out for the Volts.
That's a huge out for the Volts. The fact that Sydney McKinney did not get a chance to get to third base. And ideally, if you're Zerkle, you wanted to put the ball on the ground to the right side, either with a bunt or as she swings away. But Rachel Garcia forced her to that side of the field with a backdoor curveball that she hit hard, but right at Jesse Warren, who just nails.
Skylar Wallace takes strike one. Wallace has reached 3 of her 4 times at the plate. Twice has been hit by a pitch and had an RBI single in the second inning. Ground ball up the middle. It got Garcia. Wallace retired. That was smoked off the foot of Rachel Garcia. She hopped up pretty quickly and is saying she's okay. The trainers are going to take a look regardless. Man.
It was such a hard hit, and if it does not hit her foot, that is up the middle and I think wins the Bandits the game. But because it actually hit off of her, it looks like ankle, shin area, and got the perfect bounce to Coffel, they were able to get an out. That ball was smoked up the middle. No chance to get her glove down, but her feet, like a soccer player, will do the work for her. It's a big out.
And she has shown no signs of there being a chance that she gets pulled from this game either. Hopped up quickly, was nodding. The trainers come out. She's going to throw a pitch, but you're not going to pry Rachel Garcia out of the circle right now with a winning run on third base and 2 outs. And Bubba Nickles-Ca coming to the plate, who is 0 for 2 off Garcia with 2 strikeouts.
She's going to be looking to hit early in the count because of those 2 strikeouts. Does not want to have to mess with that changeup. That's a pitch right there that she struck out twice on. She's a diving changeup, diving off-speed drop ball. She's going to be looking for something harder in the count and for her to bring it up. Harder in the zone, I should say, excuse me.
Third matchup of the former teammates.
Good pitch to swing at.
As a hitter, do you feel that one like, ooh?
Yeah, that was curveball, a little bit elevated, didn't necessarily find a corner. And that found a corner. Or a little bit at an angle, but I thought that one easily could have been a called strike. Bubba finds herself in a hitter's count because she took this curveball a little bit off the plate.
Here is the 2-1. Another big cut from Nickles-Ca, 2-2. Can Rachel Garcia do it again? 4 strikeouts, 2 of them Bubba. Looking for a third. And got her on the outside corner. Rachel Garcia is having a night.
She knew she wasn't going to chase that drop ball down and out of the zone, so she throws it through the zone. She takes it, expecting it to drop out. What a pitch by Rachel Garcia again.
8 wasn't enough. We're going to the 9th in Sulphur, Louisiana. Volts Bandits 5-5. Who will take the lead in the AUSL standings? Upcoming schedule back on ESPN. ESPNU at noon Eastern, Saturday from Chattanooga. Game 2 between the Talons and the Blaze. Expecting some great crowds in Chattanooga as well.
Love it. Can't wait to watch the other one before our game tomorrow. So we'll be tuning into the Talons and the Blaze at 6:30 Eastern before our game at 9 Eastern.
Miranda Stoddard is going to run at second base for the Volts. Sis Bates will lead it off, showing bunt and reaching at that pitch. That'll be strike 1. Newman Denise and Kelly Kretschmann. He was talking things over a second ago in the third base coach's box.
Gonna try to go the bunt route, I think, this time with Sis up.
So much competition between, we talk about the players and the competitiveness, but these coaches and GMs,
Yes.
I mean, these are winners.
Well, and no surprise that the two teams that went 2-1 last weekend are playing so well early on, or in extra innings here. Bolts have already had an extra inning game.
Up and in, Bates somehow gets that down. What a tremendous bunt by Sis Bates.
I don't know how she did that. That pitch was coming at her, and she still was able to lay it down, dare I say, beautifully. Look at this. Up and in on her hands. That would have hit her if her barrel wouldn't have been in the way of the ball, but she's pumped. Claps as she runs down to first base, knowing that she got it down. What a great touch there by Sis to be able to lay that down, and I can't believe that she went for it. I think she was just so surprised that that pitch was coming at her. She's like, all right, I got to lay it down now.
Well, a little self-defense.
Yeah.
The bat is the shield. Mackenzie Clark has been clutch already in extras for the Volts. Can she do it again?
Change up on point tonight for Odyssey Alexander. Just bravo for the way that Rachel Garcia has come in relief, as well as Odyssey Alexander. They have looked so good since they've entered. There was a lot of offense early on. They needed relief pitchers to enter in and start to quiet things down, shut things down. Odyssey just looks like she has been on a mission, and so does Rachel Garcia.
Both have gone 4 1/3, and the game has been played at a 1-1 pace since they have entered. Both runs scored in the 7th inning. Fouled back again by Clark.
Changeups aren't getting hit as hard either. Remember early on against Lexi Kilfoyle and Sam Landry, they're starting to pick up on their changeups pretty quickly, but the hitters have not adjusted very well to both Garcia and Alexander's changeup and off-speed pitches.
Clark lets that go up top.
Love that pitch though. That pitch used to set something else up. I mean, if you get Mackenzie Clark to swing at that pitch, even better, but it's to set something else up after it.
Count even at 2-2. Stoddard 60 feet from home. It's been a pitcher's game the last 4 innings.
Such a tough out.
Two again. And another foul ball. The at-bat continues for Mackenzie Clark.
See if she can stay off of that changeup or that off-speed drop ball that just moves down away on the outside corner. I'm sure another one is coming. Can she lay off of it? Is Odyssey gonna miss more up in the zone with that pitch and so she'll sit back on it? Or is she just gonna go hard in, not let her hands get extended?
High into center field. Zirkle coming in. Stoddard tagging and Stoddard coming home. The throw is in time. Morgan Zirkle cuts down the runner at the plate. We'll have a review, but it looked good in real time.
The ruling on the field is out at home plate. Bolts are challenging that obstruction. This play is under further review.
Well, they're challenging obstruction. It's not the out at the plate. They're taking a look at obstruction.
Take a look at both, but I think that Jordan Roberts played it perfectly. It's all about where her left foot is positioned before she has possession of the ball, and looked to me like she was in a great spot. After you have possession of the ball, that knee can drop and you can block the plate. So let's see. think the question is going to be, did the knee drop before she had possession of the ball? So it's going to be close. Also, the throw kind of took her up the line a little bit, but I think that she should be safe.
It's such a fine line, too, because when you look at that, is she blocking the leading edge of the plate with that knee, even if it is there?
Yeah, yeah. And when I say should be safe, I mean Jordan Roberts should be safe on the obstruction call. I think that out should stand.
Need a scientist to figure that one out.
I know. I know. A little worrisome, though, if you're Jordan Roberts right now, but I think it should stand.
After review, there's no obstruction. The runner at home is out.
And you are correct. The ruling on the field stands. Zirkle cuts down the runner at home.
That's a big-time play, Chucky. Game on the line. You get behind it and you make that out.
Bandits to win it, and some momentum for them after the double play to end the top of the inning. Morgan Zirkle with a fantastic throw home to cut down Miranda Stoddard trying to score. Had the obstruction challenge from Kelly Kretschmann, unsuccessful. Let's take a look.
Not a really deep fly ball, but in a tie game like this, everything has to go right for the Bandits to make that play. You have to get behind it in center field, make the perfect bounce. You have to avoid obstruction. The Bandits did absolutely everything right to be able to get that out at home plate. And there's so many reasons why you go, because Jordan Roberts could miss the tag. She could drop the ball. Morgan Zirkle could airmail it. There's so many things that have to go right for that play to be executed to perfection for an out. And the Bandits did it and now have a shot to walk it off in the bottom of the ninth.
Garcia back to her opportunity from Odyssey Alexander. What a duel it's been between these two pitchers. Back and forth we've gone. Bubba is at second base, the winning run. Aaron Coffel leading things off, 4-5-6 here in the bottom of the ninth.
Is she gonna bunt? It's always the dilemma. ITB, start with that runner at second base, and it forces the head coach to make a decision. Are you going to bunt one of your best hitters or to get them over to third base? And I always usually lean more toward the bunt. Get her over at third base.
Second chance at it, and she jumps ahead 2-0. The Bandits have left 11 base runners on tonight. They only left 12 total in their first 3 games. 2-0. Coffel does get the bunt down, and Warren retires her for out number 1, but job done for Aaron Coffel.
Now there's so many different ways to score that runner at third base with less than 2 outs. I mean, maybe there's even a pass ball, a wild pitch, sacrifice fly, ground ball to second base. Now that you have that runner over at third base, there's so many different ways to score, especially when you know if she does score, you win the game.
And there is when you talk about the ball getting by the catcher, there is a lot of space at the backstop. If it were to get by, you would not be able to have a chance to get that runner, as Nets is going to go to first. They'll intentionally walk her. I wonder if they will do the same to Dayton to just load the bases.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Are you surprised? No, you're not going to load the bases here?
I would probably just load the bases, so that way you have a lot of different opportunities for a double play. You could go home to first. You could go even touch 3 across the back to 1. There's so many different opportunities for a double play with the bases loaded. I would.
What's this conversation between Stacey Newman, Denise, and Bella Dayton right now?
It's talking about executing something, what she needs to do to be able to drive that runner into third base, or in from third base.
Stacey Newman Denise just walked over and said something to Bubba Nickles-Ca.
Could it be a little squeeze opportunity? Be fun.
Nets at first, Bubba at third, Dayton at the plate.
That's a great stop by Enfield, who's back behind the plate now. Big opportunity to score, too, if the ball gets behind her, because the backstop is so deep away from her.
2-0. Hitters count for Dayton. That catches the outside corner for a strike. Fouled off of Dayton to make it a 2-2 count.
Garcia is asking if a hitter out of the box, immediately pointing. Kelly Kretschmann wanting them to ask for help.
Rachel Garcia has danced out of so many tough spots, has made big pitches down the stretch in this game, stranded the bases loaded a couple innings ago. Off speed, back to Garcia, jumps up, fumbled for a second, she goes home and they get the out. Stacy Newman-Denise also requesting interference called at the plate, or obstruction I should say. And we're gonna look at this again. The recovery from Rachel Garcia.
The ruling on the field is out at home plate. The Bandits are challenging obstruction. This play is under further review.
All right, make another call for us here.
I'm gonna need to see it for sure. Live, I didn't think it. And I still don't think it. She has possession of the ball and then she goes down to block. And I will say I didn't really got the best lead off of the bag. She just was a little bit late, didn't get a good lead, and so I felt like it made her later to get to the plate. Garcia stuck with it after bobbling it, made a good throw as she was a little bit off balance even with the throw. And Enfield goes down, keeps a tag on Bubba to get her out. Delaney Wisz also calling for obstruction, but I don't think it's going to be.
Let's see what the call is.
After review, the ruling on the field is upheld. There was no obstruction. The runner is out.
Yeah, I think both of these catchers are putting themselves in a great position to avoid obstruction. It's all about where they set up initially. And see it called a lot in the college game because they're just not set up properly from the get-go, but just doing a great job of putting themselves exactly where they should be on both sides, both Bandits and Bolts.
It's an incredible finish to this game,
I
the
know.
way this is unfolded. Over the last 5 innings since Alexander and Garcia have entered, it has been a 1-1 game. We had 8 runs in the first 4 frames.
Don't count Delaney Wisz out. A single off of Garcia in her last AB, even the at-bat that she struck out on had a good foul ball down the right field line.
Wisz was the run that scored after that single that kept this game alive in the 7th. Wisz up the middle, could be a chance on a slow roller, around from second, and the Bandits walk it off. Delaney Wisz delivers again.
It's a big deal, Chucky. Every game matters in this short season, especially when you're just going up against each other, the 2-2-1 teams that won the series last weekend. You want to win game 1, set the tone for the rest of the weekend. This is a great game. Back and forth, lots of offense in the beginning, lots of pitching and defense at the end, some mistakes, but ultimately Delaney Wisz gets his backdoor curveball and gets enough of it. Gets jammed, but ready for the inner half, looking for the inner half, and gets her barrel there to be able to score. Devin Netz from second base, and the Bandits walk it off.
The Bandits now 3-1 on the season. Some drama to open this 3-game series here in Sulphur, Louisiana. Savannah is with Delaney Wisz.
At the end of the game, you come back around here to have the hit that knocks the final run in. Tell me what conversations, what the message was going into that final at bat.
Just literally trying to do anything to score that run. This has been literally the best game I've ever been a part of. Our team is like we fight so hard for everything, and we love each other so much, and you can really tell.
I see them all looking at you, smiling. What is it about this group that has that fight? When you look back at the frames, there's a 1, 1, 2, just tacking on, staying in this game.
Yeah, we just have competitive at-bats all throughout the game, and I think, you know, with a season like this, we're facing the same pitchers over and over again, so I think that's going to be really important, just carrying this win into the next game.
There are a lot of young girls who are at this game tonight watching you all. If there's something that they take away from this Bandits win and watching this team, what do you hope it is?
It's never over until it's over. Keep fighting. You're always in the game, always in it.
Thanks, Delaney. Appreciate it. Chucky, Amanda, back to you.
Thank you, Savannah. Delaney Wisz, one of a handful of heroes for the Bandits tonight. Odyssey Alexander had a tremendous performance in relief, and it's the Bandits atop the AUSL standings in the opening stages of this inaugural season. Celebrations for them. We'll be right back to wrap things up from Sulphur. 6-5 Bandits over the Volts in game 1 of 3. Sell me on the rest of this series.
You got to watch it. What is game 2 and game 3 going to be like if this one went extras and was just back and forth? This game was awesome. I can't wait for the next. And I'll be watching Chattanooga tomorrow.
Yeah, Blaze and Talons opening their 3-game series from Chattanooga tomorrow. They're on ESPNU on Saturday. For our entire crew, Savannah Collins, Amanda Scarborough, Casey Carter, Brad Sheldon, our director, I'm Chucky Kemp. Thank you so much for joining us. Sports Center is next. We'll see you tomorrow in Sulphur.